Montrose Matters Live. I have Colleen Aller in the studios with Colorado Outdoors.
Good morning.
Good morning, Colleen. You know, you're one of my favorite people in all of Montrose. Aww. So it's fun to have you on the show. But before we get to Colleen and Colorado Outdoors, because they made some big announcements yesterday and get caught up on this fabulous project on the Riverside, let's talk about some events that are coming up. And in Montrose, we have Tintypes. It is the 62nd anniversary of our live theater here. Did you know we have live theater in Montrose?
I do. I've participated in the live theater.
Oh, you did not?
I did.
Really?
My husband as well.
Okay, what did you do?
I was in Oliver.
You were?
Yeah, when I was like 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the things that you learn on this show. Yeah. All right. Well, we might have to get you to do some sort of rendition from Oliver.
Oh, my, no.
Oh, my, no.
I played a little boy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. There's going to be a story there. The next Thursday, the Chamber's Business After Hours will be in the Chamber's, Greater Montrose Chamber of Commerce office, which is in the Our Town Matters Business Center. So that's going to be fun. That'll be next Thursday, and it starts at 5:30. And then Residual Roots. It's an art exhibit that is happening on the 28th. And my team wanted you guys to know that Women of Distinction is back. And so nominations are closing soon. We have several. You are a former Woman of Distinction, aren't you, Colleen?
Alumni,
You're an alum, yes. So we're excited to have that back and have the whole class back together and celebrate some phenomenal women. But you have until March 1st to nominate a phenomenal woman for a Woman of Distinction. All right. Are you going to give us a rendition of Oliver?
No.
No. Fine. So everyone make sure, before we take a quick commercial break, I want to tell you, because we have Colleen in the house, we're giving away some money. So a $50 gift certificate is going to be given to anyone who comments or asks questions. So if you want to know about the Colorado Outdoors Project, get online now, send your questions. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Employees, and we were in a double wide trailer with 4 exam rooms. So that's where we started, behind an elementary school. Really focused on taking care of those children. It was a school-based clinic prior to us becoming an FQHC. But very quickly we realized the community needed a lot more support, a lot more access to healthcare. So in the last 8 years we've grown to 3 different sites. We have 104 employees now, and we're taking care of about 6,600 unique patients a year.
In Colorado, we come prepared to weather any storm, to choose to see obstacles as challenges that make us stronger and better. When things get hard, we face them, dig in, and rise above. That's why Alpine Bank is proud to call Colorado home. After all, everything we need is right here. You are Colorado, so are we.
Okay, we're back in the studios with Colleen Aller with Colorado Outdoors. And Colleen, I have something exciting to tell you. I'm a little off my game today, just so you have to bear with me.
I don't believe it.
It's true. My family is in town. My in-laws are in town. They've never been to Montrose or Colorado before. And so they're here in studio. And they are, judging me at this moment, I know. But it's so fun to see everyone's first experience with Montrose. And they are just in awe of the mountains, the scenery, the restaurants so far.
Be careful, they may never leave.
Okay. So we're going to watch where we take them out to lunch next time. But Colleen, you have this amazing title. I'm gonna pick on you because I love this title, and I have to look at my cue cards here. You're the Director of Business Development and Corporate Recruiting for Colorado Outdoors. You're kind of a big deal.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah. What does that mean? You're queen bee?
No. It just means, it sounds like an HR role, but it's not. It's really, I'm responsible for recruiting companies to either expand or relocate into Montrose, specifically Colorado Outdoors. And so my role is really to help them, go through that decision-making process. It's a big deal to move a company, right? Yeah. So I do proactive recruiting. So I actually go out and scout primarily outdoor industry companies
Okay.
that need to expand or relocate for some reason, and then really just sell them that Montrose is the place to do that.
Are you scouting in-state or out-of-state, or
Both.
Wow.
Yeah, primarily out of state. But my job is not to convince a company that they need to expand or relocate. My job is to find out, companies' pain points and find companies that already have decided to expand or relocate.
Yes.
And then help them through that process, through finding, a capital, building their capital stack, helping them through the incentive process, both at the state and the local level.
Okay.
And then also assisting just the whole relocation phase, PR, everything.
And I can only imagine the time it takes for that entire process.
It's years.
And so you develop relationships, and by the time they just make that decision to come here, they already have a great relationship with you at Colorado Outdoors.
Yeah,
with
I mean, we're
Montrose
dear
as a
friends
whole.
by the time they make that announcement. Usually, they've been to my house a few times and met my whole family, and they probably know more about me than they ever hoped they would. But yeah, we've spent years together. Usually, some happen really fast, but that's unusual. Typically, it's at least a year.
So let's talk about some of the. Well, actually, let's just go back to yesterday. There was I know
The Wayback Machine.
Exactly,
right?
the Wayback Machine. So yesterday, 24 hours ago, there was an announcement. You want to tell us a little more about
Sure.
who's coming and what the announcement was?
Yeah, we're super, super excited. Shelter Distillery, which has their headquarters in Mammoth, California.
Oh, wow.
Started as a little brewery at the bottom of the ski hill in Mammoth, and they just grew really fast, and they've outgrown their facility there. They're going to retain that facility for a restaurant and bar and a small batch brewery. But they're moving their headquarters here. So it's a headquarters project, which is great for the state and
That
the
is
city.
huge, yes.
Because that's where they pay their corporate income tax. And they're building a 23,000 square foot facility right on the river, just south of the Mayfly building, right on the lake. So between the lake and the 9th Street roundabout.
Okay.
It'll be facing west. But right on the river. So really the vision will be that they'll have all of their manufacturing there, their headquarters, administration, and then a very large, about a 350-seat restaurant and bar.
Wow.
Yeah, but these guys are really great. They're all very, very family-oriented. And I think they would say that they chose Montrose because they felt like it was a great place to raise kids. And they fell in love with the river, honestly.
Yeah, I bet. Well,
Yeah.
I make no bones about having an 8-year-old, and I will tell you, in the 5 years that we've been here, I would agree with them. This is a great place to raise a family and to grow a business, start a business, all of the above.
Yeah, and I think the thing that really, the light that shines on these guys is that, not every company is right for Montrose, and sometimes we do say, maybe this isn't the right fit for you. That's not the case with these guys. These guys they have a very collaborative attitude. Like you find that a lot in the brewing industry where it brings everybody up. So, they're not coming in to take over. They're coming in to help the whole community become a destination for distilling and brewing. They also will fit right in because everything's homemade. So not only do they produce their own spirits, the whole gamut of spirits, but they make their own vermouth. They make everything they serve in their bar. So even they have a full-time person that just juices all day.
Oh my gosh.
They make their own bitters. All of their food is homemade. And they really care about sort of the ecosystem. So, they'll be buying local, hops and grains from local farmers, using it to brew, and then feeding the waste product back to the cow, buying the cows to feed our restaurant. So, it's a very closed loop system, and it'll be great.
So tell me about, do you know much about their restaurant? What kind, is it bar food? What's on the menu?
Yeah, it's a little early for that, but I think it'll be
Well, we went way back to yesterday, so
Right,
now
right.
we can fast forward.
I think they have an idea what their menu is. I just don't. I think
Okay.
a couple of things to note that it will be a very high quality, but a very reasonable price.
Okay.
So they've been really, they've paid a lot of attention to, you know, what the threshold for people in Montrose is.
And you said it's a 350-person restaurant?
Yeah,
or
that'll also include some event space that they'll have.
Okay, because I was curious, how does that compare to the other restaurants that we have here?
It's large. It's very, very large.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's 2-story outdoors. So they'll have
Okay.
big garage doors that open with a 2nd-story patio that's where you can.
So you've seen the plans, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So about 40 employees full time.
Perfect.
That's a big number for Montrose.
For us,
That's a big
yes.
employer. And then about 15 to 20 part-time employees.
Oh, so 60 or so total employees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when they say there are no jobs in Montrose, that's not a job. They're not only already here, but they're coming.
Well, I'm happy you mentioned jobs because that's really our biggest focus at Colorado Outdoors
Yes.
is rural job creation. And so this is a great fit for us.
So let's talk about that. We've got to, before we take another break, let's talk about rural job creation. Define that for us. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the state, for example, looks at jobs and job creation, and they say, you know, for every one job that's created in, it's like the Denver metro area, is equivalent to 10 jobs in Montrose.
Wait a second. Every one job in the Denver metro area is equivalent to 10 in Montrose.
Yeah, just because of the cost of living and the economic indexes, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, someone that creates 10 jobs in Montrose is a big deal. You know, if you go create 10 jobs in Denver, you're not even on the radar, right?
Right.
I mean, they're looking at hundreds and thousands of jobs per company. 10 jobs in Montrose, especially manufacturing or headquarters jobs, that makes a big impact.
I never looked at it that way. So when we talk about, you know, job creation, my concern too is where are these people going to come from? And are these professionals already here? Number one, which my guess is we have quite a few professionals that are already here. And how many are going to move to Montrose and decide to make Montrose their home because of the entities that are hiring here?
Right. Well, guess what? They're coming whether we want them or not. So my job is to really make sure that we attract quality employers and quality jobs. You know, because people are moving here, we're growing whether we like it or not. So
Yes.
why not carefully curate, you know, what those jobs look like and the kind of people we want here? Like, I only like to work with cool people.
Really?
I don't want a bunch
Is that why I haven't heard from you in a year?
I don't want
Come on.
I don't want a bunch of jerks moving here, right? So we really are careful about the companies that we talk to and bring here.
And you know, the big white elephant in the room too is housing. Sure. But it sounds like you, Colorado Outdoors is helping with that as well. You want to talk about some of the other projects that are happening there?
Sure, indirectly. We are not the developer on the project, but we sold this 9 acres of the south end of our development to another developer called Range Development. And they're out of Vail, Colorado. They just finished a big project in Georgetown that was very successful, and so they have a 3-phase project scope. They're in their first phase right now, which is 4 apartment buildings. So it's like I believe it's 96 units total.
Oh wow!
And I'm really excited about these apartments. They're going to be market rate apartments, but they have this oversized gear closet. So picture like a 2-bedroom apartment, right? But you have a third room that's like 8 by 10. Okay, my kid's bedroom isn't even that big, but it's for gear.
Sorry, Piper.
Right, so it doesn't have a closet. I don't believe it has a closet in it, so it's not a bedroom. It's a gear closet. So you have a place to park your bike and your kayaks and all your ski boots and all the stuff we all have lined up in our garage, right? Because there's not a garage.
Right?
And so, I'm super excited about these apartments. They're going to be new stock, really clean.
Okay.
And I think it'll take a lot of pressure off the rental market.
Well, with almost 100 of them, you know, being built here, you said it's 4 different buildings.
It's 4 buildings.
Okay. And how do we know ETAs or?
Yeah, so they're under construction right now. You can drive by.
Okay.
I believe that they're starting vertical construction next week. So it's been a tremendous amount of infrastructure that went into the ground. You can imagine for that many apartments, and road building and all of that, retaining walls and tree clearing and all of that stuff that nobody realizes is happening until it goes vertical. But they really have been under construction for quite some time. But it's always fun when the vertical walls start going up.
Yes.
So that'll be probably next week. So I'm thinking they'll probably be ready for pre-leasing by summer.
Oh my goodness, that soon. Okay. This is good news.
Don't quote me on any of these timelines because you know how construction goes.
So guess what, Colleen? I don't even have to quote you. I can like replay.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm in trouble.
You are. No, we will not hold you to it. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Did you bring any snacks? Were there any, cheese balls that? Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, all right, fine.
I brought my own coffee cup. That's kind of what I'm known for.
It is.
People make fun of me, but.
So don't forget, ask questions, comment. We have a $50 gift certificate for you guys. When we come back, I want to talk about the new hotel.
Okay.
And some of the cool things with that hotel coming in that you've been able to see and some construction
There's
and so
a lot
forth.
more to talk about.
Oh, we have lots to talk about. We'll be right back.
Believe it, just like Gigfoot, Zero Lag Gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
Okay, we are back in Montrose, Colorado, having fun with Colleen Aller with Colorado Outdoors. She did not bring cheese balls, but we are, we're going to let that go.
Didn't get the memo, sorry.
She didn't get the memo. We are giving away a $50 Visa gift card. So make sure you comment, questions, anything. Just get involved in this conversation. There is so much to talk about. One of the fun things, because I know there's a list of people who are already committed to the space. But I had a chance to talk to Colleen before the show, and we were talking about the hotel. So Marriott is moving in, and the way that they bring in and build out the hotel. Tell us about that. It's
it'll be cool. I'm really excited. We're going to get our construction camera set up here in a few weeks, I think, just to be able to capture the time lapse. Because we're all going to want to be out there watching.
I want to be out there watching.
But it's a Fairfield by Marriott.
Okay.
I believe it's 4 stories, 96 rooms.
Oh, wow.
And it's crazy. It's being built in South Dakota modularly. So each of the hotel rooms are built indoors in a factory. TVs mounted on the walls, the wallpaper up, carpet, the beds in the rooms, the whole bit. And they literally truck them in. Like a mobile home, sort of, truck them in and stack them up, and then they run all of the utilities through the hallway, stucco the outside, I think it's just like 4 to 6 weeks and they're done. So they should be starting their horizontal improvements, I think February, March timeframe, which is coming up. And
so when you say this is what I envision.
It's like Legos.
Yeah, so there's like a floor that already has a bed on it and
it's a box.
Nightstands.
It's like a box.
Oh, it's a box. Okay, and then it has all the walls. Everything is built in. They stack those on a truck, roll them into town.
There's probably one on each truck. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Okay, so we are going to have cameras out there.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch.
It's so efficient, but I would have never guessed that that's the way a hotel is built these days.
Well, it's interesting. I would imagine it's so much better not to have all the building materials sitting out in the winter weather, as you're building it. Because every time it snows, you're brushing the snow off the OSB and working in the winter weather, and it's just hard on people and it's hard on the materials. So I think it's a really smart way to build.
I learn something new every day, guys. I'm kind of excited about that. So let's talk about who else is coming, who else is committed, and what, how those timelines are going.
Yeah, so you may have driven by recently and saw the beautiful Flex Industrial buildings that we just finished.
Okay, I have not driven by recently.
Oh, shame
Sorry,
on you.
I will.
See, I didn't know about the cheese balls.
I know.
I didn't know about the Flex building, so we're even.
We can both correct that today,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So you can come back with cheese balls, and then I
Okay.
can drive by.
Okay, you're on. So the core and shell for the Flex Industrial buildings was finished in November.
Okay.
Meaning core and shell, meaning the outside, the parking lot, all the landscaping, and it's really a beautiful building. Or it's 2 buildings actually.
Okay.
Each building has 10 units. They're right around 2,800 feet per unit to 3,000. Each one is slightly different depending on where it's located in the building. But, you know, if we had everyone actually follow through that signed a letter of intent, we would be oversold at this point.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's not going to happen because, you know, things just happen. But I think we've got a handful of units left.
Okay.
That we could still, there's a lot going on. So the 2 companies that have formally announced that I can talk about.
Yay. Okay. This is the meat and potatoes. Let's hear it.
Well, Trattoria di Sofia is moving from their current location on North Townsend.
Love that restaurant. Love it.
They I don't know if you know the Zamora family, but they are 20 years in Telluride, Montrose, classically trained, beautiful food, really great local business. They're building a beautiful restaurant on the very north end of the north building, right across from the Marriott.
Okay.
So they'll have an outdoor patio and just a beautiful restaurant.
And some of our favorite Italian foods, like it'll be the same menu probably, but just they have more room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at capacity. So it goes back to that. They needed to expand. They couldn't expand. They couldn't grow anymore in their little tiny space. So it'll be a real big adventure for them.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think everybody loves Trattoria. And then on the opposite end of that building, the south end of the north building, is Montrose Anglers.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a flagship, beautiful fly shop right on the river.
Wow.
Where they can just walk out their back door and guide fly fishing trips and that sort of thing. So I'm really excited for Nolan and his family.
Okay.
And excited to see the new brands that they're bringing into the shop. And yeah, I think that's going to be a really exciting, fun new retail space.
So when are they coming out? And we got a question here in a second, but when is Montrose Anglers going to start?
They're under construction.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yay.
both units are under construction right now.
Okay.
And then I think in the coming weeks, you'll see a domino effect of announcements coming out. So
I think that's code for it's coming. I'm not going to tell you about it right now, Tanya. So
mum's the word. But
mum's the word.
Some great local businesses and some businesses from out of the area.
Okay, and I'm going to get back to that here for a second. Wait, oh, okay. So I thought our producer, Drew, said that there was a question.
You're talking about fly fishing, so I'm excited.
You know what? Good help is hard to find, but great help like Drew, you put up with the fly fishing
comments
right?
that
just pop in. So, well, there was one that made an announcement this past summer, and I want to talk about Colorado Yurt.
Yeah, Colorado Yurt is also under construction.
Okay.
It's right between the Mayfly building and the Flex buildings, right on the river. It's a stunning building. It's going to be really beautiful. I believe it's 30,000 square foot footprint. And they'll have a little yurt and teepee village right on the river.
Okay, I'm too excited about that. Like, how cool is that?
You know, John and Kelly Gibson have been a huge, great addition to our community. They came in a few years ago and bought Colorado Yurt and have grown it substantially. They thought they would need a 20,000 square foot building, but we convinced them to build a 30,000 and maybe sublease some space out to another manufacturer. And by the time they got it all designed and done, they already needed the extra space. Because COVID really had a positive impact on their business, and they have almost 60 employees already. So they've already, I think, exceeded their growth projections, and they aren't even in the building yet.
Oh my goodness.
So they're bursting at the seams in their current location, and I think they're very excited to get done. So we'll have a big I say we. They'll have a big grand opening. I say we because we feel like we're all sort of one family over there. So.
Well, and I think that was part of your plan too, is to have this cohesive, group of people.
Well,
and
like-minded, right?
Yes.
Like-minded companies. My colleague David Dragoo always says the outdoor industry is like being on a team you didn't know you were on, and it's really true. Yeah.
So how fulfilling has this been for you? I mean, I know your career transitioned from being an ED of a nonprofit to economic development and bringing, organizations and individuals into this community. Like, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it's super fun because my whole career prior to being the executive director of Habitat was economic development. So my past has a long line of economic development and destination marketing. My degree is in tourism marketing and economics. So that's really what I set out to do.
So you got back to your roots basically with Colorado Outdoors.
It was, Habitat was an amazing experience when I got here, but it's nice to be back to, what I studied in college, and it's just fun. I'm having a great time.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, I know some of the questions that I've been asked have to do with single family opportunities and, residential opportunities. What can you tell us? What do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we really shine a light on the river and between our partnership with the city and really the whole community, Trout Unlimited, all the conservation organizations, Mayfly, the river, the Uncompahgre River has really been brought up to where it should be, as a shining star for Montrose and an amenity for Montrose. And I think ever since that effort has been made, everybody now wants to live on the river. So I get calls all the time for, can I build a house in your development? And the answer is no. As of right now.
You're leading us up to something
I literally get 2 to 5 phone calls a day from people wanting to build houses on the river.
So yesterday, did you get a call from someone named Maddox? His name was my father-in-law, and took him out to River Bottom Park, and they're like, how do we live on the river here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the opportunity is rentals right now.
Okay.
And, are coming this summer. I don't know that we have anything currently planned for residential beyond that. We are looking at some condo development, probably a little bit, a couple of years down the road. But in the next 12 to 18 months, there's really nothing in the pipeline right now, because you have to keep in mind that the infrastructure is really in the middle third of the development, and there's no roads or sewer or utilities or anything on the north end.
Okay.
And so really the design of the park is to be residential on the south end, and then job creation, right? And so there's a lot of reasons why residential doesn't make a lot of sense for the health and the financial stability of the Urban Renewal Authority. But anyway, so there'll be some live work units, I think, come online probably in a couple of years.
Okay.
But that's where we're at with that.
All right. So it's a little disappointed, but that's, I can wait.
Trust me, I want to live there too.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
We might be able to work something out.
But, keep in mind, too, that there's a lot of public amenities available. So, people can take advantage of the Connect Trail. And
it's true.
The river, of course, is public. We donated that all back to the city and the citizens of Montrose. So the river is public, the sidewalks are public, the open space is public. So we love to see people out walking their dogs and seeing their kids ride their bikes.
Enjoying the community that we live in.
Exactly.
So, Colleen Allard, is there anything that I was just not smart enough to ask you that we needed to talk about?
Gosh, I don't know. I think, it's just going to be exciting to see how this all unfolds. I think it's happening a lot faster than we ever imagined, and it's a little bit like a snowball. We're building a snowman here, and for a long time it was just making the snow.
Right.
And then it was please pack into this little ball. Please stick together, and then we rolled it, and now it's charging downhill. So I think it's just pay attention to the announcements, and I think it's going to be a really fun time.
Good. So tell us, how do we keep up with what's going on? What's the web address for Colorado Outdoors?
Yep, it's coloradooutdoors.co.
Okay.
We post all of our press releases on that.
Perfect.
We're pretty active on Instagram, social media, and Facebook.
Okay.
So we have a newsletter, you know, if you want to
sign up for that, we can do.
You know, my personal cell phone seems to be everywhere, so,
go ahead, give it to us.
Feel free to just call me.
Exactly, it's online too. Well, Colleen and Colorado Outdoors, thank you so much for everything you're doing to make our community better, and inviting different organizations and individuals to be a part of this great community we live in.
Well, I appreciate the invitation. I mean, I think, you know, we're right there. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call and get the real story, you know?
Okay. Well, until Cheese Balls next time, everyone make it a great weekend in Montrose, Colorado.